Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Through the Tones, the Dungeons and Dragons show, real play adventure, where a group of friends and understanding players go on a journey on a sojourn and be guided by the trusting hands of an amateur DM, trying his best with his first campaign live on the internet, with adventure modules and tools and the resources that he has available to him. I am Petey Rave, your aforementioned amateur DM, and here with me is my team, my party, my squad, my gang. We've got playing Wind and Summer, Daisy.
Hey everybody, I'm back from COVID leave, and now I'm having a bunch of audio issues, so hopefully everything goes okay tonight.
Yeah. Windows audio settings ain't they great? Playing Solero Italian, we've got Drew.
I'm just excited for Sunday.
Sunday. And we've got playing Toby Underborough, Brett.
I will tell you, I will deal with Big Dick Danny Rick and Seb leaving, but if they take Eau Rouge and Radion from me, I'm going to flip a table. And I will not have it. We will be Spa Franken-Chomping every year if I have my way. Because, you can't have a race that also that takes place at the same place that the Battle of the Bulge happened. You can't take that from me. It's too much. It's the Drew Scanlon race of choice.
Nice. Yes. And last but not least, playing Lucius Zanero, we've got Matt.
Hey, I have a partially built guitar amplifier power break thing. Right. I have no idea how to wire it up. It was just handed to me, and I said yes.
Okay, so hold that thing back up. Give us that visual aid again. So those three things at the bottom, those coils. So that's what turns power to heat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's some more on the Switch itself.
Ooh.
And apparently it's like $100 Switch.
Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
die with my soon to be 10 kilovolt power supply.
Yeah. Don't stick the wrong thing in it.
Don't plug it in upside down and arc your lips off a microphone.
Yeah. That would be bad.
I don't think that's
also
how that works anymore.
All right, we are hanging out. We're playing D&D.
Hanging out with the family. Having ourselves a good time.
Yeah. I don't have much to show off. I have chapstick. I have M&M's chapstick.
Down the street, but given certain songs that came out recently, maybe invoking that 70s show is a bad idea.
Yeah. But I've got M&M's lip
Speaking
smacker.
of RoboCop characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about let's do D&D. Let's do dang thing.
Sure. Let's do that.
Yes. Yeah. So we are getting back to the adventure. To be recapping, since it's been like it always is, it's been a little bit since we last gathered. But we were just they were traveling on the road, heard screams of help, stopped to help what seemed like these two musicians that were being threatened by a group of gnolls, and they dispatched the gnolls, and come to find that these so-called musicians were in fact doppelgangers that had dispatched what seemed like the people that they were impersonating and murdered them and taken their place. After a quick fight with those doppelgangers, after they attacked, once they were threatened with discovery, they dispatched those two as well, but not before old Chavo, our mountain goat, fell unconscious and had to be revived. But he did not die, luckily. He just had a tough time. And some injuries, but so they came out of it otherwise a little bit better. Yeah. All right. So you find yourself still out there. Just to you're kind of like in this field. You're all gathered around with these dead doppelgangers. What are you guys doing? As I would say at this point, it's going to be enough time for the potion of enlarging to wear off on Summer, and she's just like, you see, she kind of comes back down from her large size and it's like,
Have we checked out the cave yet? I forget.
There's some cave being checked out.
yeah. I mean, you can.
yeah.
I will inform everybody there are corpses in that cave,
Mm-hmm.
and poo was nowhere in there. That was a ruse.
How dead are these corpses? How long
I
have
don't
they
think
been
they've
corpses?
checked.
We did not wait long enough because the adventure came to us.
Yeah.
We heard we saw, and then we heard,
Yeah.
and we ran.
Should we check out the corpses?
Yes. Somebody who knows
I
more about
think-
this kind of stuff than the bard should look at these dead bodies.
Okay.
I'm no doctor. I just play one on stage.
I guess that'd probably be me. So I can go ahead and check those out and see how they are. And he I don't need to
Edie,
move on.
we can't hear you.
Test.
I can hear you.
It gets
Better.
low at the
It's
gate.
still
All right. All right. Let me.
Everyone is quiet for me. My master volume doesn't work, so. And at this point, I don't want to change any settings.
right.
So everybody's just going to be a little bit too quiet.
Is you could hold the right earbud and turn up with that, or function key and F8.
All right. I turned myself up a bit in your mix on the
Oh,
mixer.
Sound great.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's also
Well, dog biscuits did us good.
and this microphone stops. It should stop sagging down.
No sagging.
I should keep it tight.
I mean, I was going to come in here and talk about how I was going to have Daisy make a 6-panel painting of Hank Hill taking WD-40 out, having the lid not come off, pulling out a smaller can of WD-40 and spraying the lid, and then spraying the door. Yeah, I can stretch PD. I got content
Nice.
for days.
But yeah, Mortal kind of like saunters over to the caves. Like, where did you guys see this?
Over here.
He walks with you. Like, oh.
I'm gonna walk over with them.
Yeah. You guys enter.
I just want to
like,
make that known in case fucking dead things decide to not be dead, that I'm with them.
Yes.
As a side note.
Yes. All right. He's gonna wander in and check out the corpses. They look pretty dead. Let me check. I'm gonna say he's going to do a medicine check. He rolls an 8. He's I'm not. It's not quite coming to me right now.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
Yeah. I mean, if you if you can help me kind of look over, see if I miss anything, and we can like look over together, and you can point some things out. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I
Lean
can
on me, mortal. I'll help you out.
Yeah, I'll count it as advantage. So you guys look together, and you kind of help him keep it in mind and what to look at in the corpses and what you had noticed in your quick glance, and what he follows that up. I was like, oh yeah, oh, and you kind of get the sense that he's a little bit flustered. He's a little bit almost like he's worried. Like he's has a little bit of a worry on his mind that might be affecting his kind of ability to work. But and he looks over and is like, okay, yeah, I'm getting a better picture of him. Yeah, they were killed pretty recently. I mean, it's hard to say exactly, but I would say some like less than an hour. Maybe a little bit more, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if they were in the process of covering their tracks before the gnolls stumbled upon them. It would make sense.
We've got a warm body, but capitalism says that we can't do much. Who else do we trying to think who the cast of characters we've been hanging out with is? We're pretty far away from our people that are camped out, right?
Yeah, or not too far. You kind of just went off the road, but I think like a because you just kind of like I'm trying to remember. You heard them, so it was like it wasn't very far. You just kind of ran off of the road into this area that was just off the road, a little bit, because you could hear them from when you were driving. So you were not too far, and you just came in here. You're
Can I check out the bodies of these dead doppelgangers?
You can. What do you want to? What do you want to look for? What do you want to look at?
Rummage their doppel pockets.
Yeah, that's one. See if they have any doppel treasures. And then I don't know, just kind of like general, I guess, sort of perception of like, do I recognize them? Do I know what they are? Anything
you can
weird.
Let me see. If you want to figure out, you just want to see the visual, that could be like a perception check. If you want to figure out what they are, it could be like a nature check or like a history check. But just this current state of things with them, more like a perception check. Or
well, I mean, they're dead, so I don't know. I guess what else there is to perceive. I can roll it though. I'm gonna roll it because I got +5. Because why not? There we go.
Yes.
Rolls are cheap.
I have perceived.
Yeah, I would say the state of them is you can see that they don't, aside from from like their daggers, they didn't really have much as far as and then can look over them. They didn't have any clothes. You can kind of like gather that they relied on their shape changing to kind of like decide their appearance. They had coin pouches on them. I would say they had about between them they had about like 300 gold. 300 gold.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So it's
Wow.
like, and it's, and I would say you did a really good perception check, and you do.
Looked under the folds of their skin and found some hidden
I would
gold
say, I mean,
bars.
it's easy, but you see the gold, and I would say, one detail you can see is that the at least some of those gold coins are like, there's some differentiation of location of origin, like minting. Like
We got doubloons, and we got we got
everything's pretty
freebies.
universal, but like, you can see like different minting. I mean, you don't know what that might entail. It's just, a nice mix of things.
This one was minted in San Francisco.
But that's that, and I would say the state of them. Other than that, like the one thing you notice that the one that was let me find their other character sheet. I was using
Yes.
Space talk.
Because what you notice is the one that was the feminine musician had a very interesting. Well, you notice that you notice the dagger, and you remember that it the kind of like, well, yeah, you might notice that what it had done in battle when she attacked the Chavo. You notice it seems to be magical in nature.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to.
I don't know if I want to touch it.
Are you gonna tell anybody about it or not? Not that I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just asking.
When you guys are done checking out the cave and head back this way, I'll let you guys know.
I wouldn't metagame at all.
Yeah, okay.
So we got magic.
Okay.
I know a thing or two about those.
I took a note that when she stabbed Chavo with it, it was gross and black and not right.
Yeah.
My specific note.
Well, let me get to my character sheet, because I may be able to use. I was born for this. I might possibly, if we have like some time, I wouldn't mind identifying that.
If you'd like.
Let me make sure that I need to make sure that I'm not just talking out my butt. So let me pull up my character sheet, because the one in the tabletop, it's a little bit hard for me to see how many spells I've taken. But yeah, let me today Brett is brought to you by Linux. So I am my bookmarks. Okay. Spells, identify. I want to choose that one object, and I want to touch it throughout while I'm casting this spell. So if it's gonna mess me up, it's gonna mess me up now.
Yeah. So you after like looking at the bodies in the cave, you come out and you notice Summer looking at the dagger, and you offer, it's like, hey, I'll identify it. You head over and kind of like give it a once over. You pick it up, give it a once over, and you start identifying the thing. You kind of like spend the next few minutes. Is anyone doing anything else in the intervening 10 minutes?
I am spectating.
10 minutes. This says identify is a 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Does it
in the minute or so? Yeah. I forget. I forget because I'm thinking of Raphanus, my wizard that I've been playing off of stream somewhere in other places, and how I would sometimes I think I had like certain spells as ritual spells that I would just like keep as only ritual spells. So it was like, you know, so 1 minute, yeah, in the intervening minute or so. Yeah, you spend a 1 minute kind of looking over, studying the runes, and casting the spell, and kind of the information comes through to you, and you identify it as a dagger of venom.
Okay.
Yeah, dagger of venom. It's a.
Was it created by a spell?
It was enchanted. It was,
okay, so I don't get to learn it. Okay.
Yeah, it's just an enchanted. So it grants a +1 to attack and damage rolls. So it's a +1 dagger. And you can use an action to cause a thick black poison to coat the blade. This poison remains for 1 minute or until attack using the weapon hits a creature. The creature must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute. The dagger can't be used this way until the next dawn. So I can drop it into the inventory.
So this is just a magic item. It's not like it is not a weapon that has an alignment attached to it or anything.
No, it's just a magic item.
And what's it made out of, like material wise?
It's just a I'm gonna say like a metallic alloy.
Okay.
Like the metal itself seems pretty standard, like a dagger.
Okay,
before.
so it's outstanding because of the magic. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
And the fact that
I'm going to relay all of that information to everyone.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Fascinating.
Guess what?
What?
I think you can make it be all gooey and it'll hurt you even more. So anybody around here think that they could make any use of this? I don't know, as I like put my hand behind my my dagger and sort of pelvic thrust out a little bit to make sure everybody sees that I could definitely use this, but not saying it out loud.
I have no use for it.
I mean,
my dagger's right here.
I would prefer it to go to somebody who will use it, but I will take it and probably use it. But
you could probably use it the most.
About it. I'm a wiener. I'm gonna stand back and viciously mock stuff. So
And then poke it if it gets too close.
I'm not that kind of bard. I'm the kind that can identify objects because I feel like role playing is important. Okay. Well, I guess I get I'm the poison master. Call me the snake. I'm gonna get a tattoo now.
What was the name of that blade again?
Dagger of Venom.
Okay.
Yeah, Eddie Brock, the dagger.
Yeah. Venom.
My venom.
Well, cool.
Cool, yeah.
So we've still got dead bodies, but at least we got some magic out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you never know when you're going to come across something that can only be damaged by a magical weapon.
That's true.
Yeah. Well,
he said, completely oblivious to anything that could possibly be going on.
Yes, we hadn't noticed.
All right. Well, is there anything else you all do?
I feel like no. I guess not.
Yeah.
How's
Also,
everybody
I guess I'm probably not a bear anymore.
Oh yeah.
I think we did anybody get beat up, or did we just murder these folks?
I don't remember.
Well, there were the corpses in the cave, weren't there?
Yeah.
And
I
as
don't
soon as
be.
we walked towards the cave, they attacked us. So it was self-defense.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know,
I like how you're, it wasn't murder is the thing you're worried about.
We stood our ground.
Yeah. The cave doctrine.
Sue kind
I
of
don't
like
need
flies
healing.
over. Sue flies over and kind of like says, and it seems to kind of like be hovering nearby, or not hovering because he can't hover. I always forget he can hover. But he does seem like he's a little banged up. He's like,
See what I got.
Should we? You guys want to explore any more here, or should we go back to the cart and at least take a short rest? Or
Well, first off, I'm gonna give. I've got one potion of greater healing, and I am going to give that to Sue.
Sue.
I mean, hold on. I've got 2.
But I'm a magic man.
Okay.
Try to understand.
He goes ahead and gladly takes it, and he has his tiny hands in the giant bottle relative to him. And he's kind of like, you see this tiny pseudo dragon try to drink it up.
Chugging the boot.
Let's see. Greater potion healing.
Toby, since you're the banker, do you want to take this 300 random gold pieces I found?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah, that should. You know, I'm gonna go over to that the 300 pieces of gold, and I'm gonna be like, wow, this is like 20 pounds of gold.
And you shove it
Into
in
the haversack it goes.
Exactly. The handy haversack. And Sue heals for 10 hit
Is that
points.
a handy haversack or just a
It's a handy haversack.
mundane haversack?
A handsome
Okay.
haversack.
The handiest of haversacks. All right. Is there something else?
Hell
I presume you guys head back to.
Well, we're gonna make sure that these dead bodies don't just hang out in a cave.
Okay. What would you guys like to do?
Well, if we're thinking that they're gonna remain dead, we should probably, tie them up to prevent rigor mortis, and maybe throw some burlap over them so they don't get gross.
Yeah.
And maybe find an adult.
Oh, that seems like an idea. You're gonna carry them. They seem pretty. They're not particularly heavy. They're just medium-sized humanoids. So.
I mean, I'm not equipped for that, but that would be hilarious. So, like, the halfling with somebody over their shoulder.
Yeah, if somebody.
I'm
What
strong
would the
enough.
strength check
Yeah,
of a
I got one.
halfling have to
I got
be?
one. I'll take the bigger of the two.
It's more like
because
your weight capacity.
I'll be going slow. My weight capacity is I'm unencumbered. I'm only carrying 46 pounds of stuff, but
Seeing that he wants
I'm
to move the bodies and get them someplace where. Or maybe
if
better,
only we had
I
a beast of burden or something.
Yeah. Mortal.
It's not gonna be me.
Okay. You're not going to turn into a mule.
Yeah.
No.
Mortal checks in on Chavo, see if he needs to be carried. But Chavo seems to be okay.
The druid farmer who becomes his own ox to plow. Like, I've got a new character. I've got to.
That's a perfect sitcom.
I'm also just
God, that's a
thinking,
good
like, what are the
character idea.
rules of, because carried items, when you morph, they do transform with you. So, like, could I, if I was carrying the haversack and then wild shaped, like,
Yeah, you'd
Could I-
polymorph that with you or whatever. Yeah,
yeah, like,
just kind of like
I wouldn't have to be the beast of burden. I could just
Just be the
carry everything and then turn into a cheetah
yes,
and be like, yeah, here we go.
yeah, that works.
That's some D&Ding.
Yeah.
But yeah, for simplicity's sake, we'll say that you coordinate the gathering and the wrapping up of the bodies, and start to head back to the caravan, to the team. But yeah, you get the bodies picked up, and you head on back to the cart, and you carrying them, start walking back, and you see Krung and Brock are waiting there with Steg and oh my god, I forget the name. Yeah, Luca. No. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, Luca.
Well met.
Grung kind of runs over and like helps you, grabs the body from his, like, all right, what happened out there? Oh, and then she kind of puts it on her shoulder.
Everything.
Are these what I think they are?
Depends on if you think that they're corpses.
Yeah.
We didn't do it.
Then yes.
Okay. I mean, I'll trust you.
Well, I mean, look at us. And we brought them back to you. Well, these are some victims. We took care of what did this, though.
Okay. Right. Well, let's go ahead and find a spot in the cart for them. In the cargo. And she kind of takes it over, and Brock goes over.
What are our plans for these guys?
I not to see if somebody else had a better idea. Maybe we wander across.
Do we just give them a proper burial and make a little?
Shovel. So the cart has one, hopefully.
I mean, we have a couple of shovels, and
yeah, I just don't know that we need to be hauling these folks with us.
I think that leaving bodies to rot in a cave would probably look poorly upon our adventure.
No, that's why I'm saying bury them.
Yeah.
Let's find a spot that's like, not next to the camp.
Or we can if we're just waiting for camp tonight, that's fine too.
Just make sure that
I don't think we need to be carrying these folks for days on end.
No.
I have a feeling that's going to attract what we don't want to attract.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's which is why I'm going to say bury them very deep.
Yeah. I mean, we can when we make camp, we can go ahead and give them a proper burial, and say whatever prayers we happen to want to say, depending on what your faith is.
I can play taps on the flute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just imagined Toby playing taps on the flute, Lucius joining in on the accordion.
Yes. A real somber moment.
Yes.
Solero trying to join in on the viol.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful sight.
Just hope nobody drives by. This is embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, we can. Let's at least situate them for now. And she
Cool.
and Brock
Sounds like a plan.
kind of like situate them back over into the second vehicle of the caravan, of the cart that Brock drives. Kind of find a spot towards the back of it where they can lay the bodies down a little bit undisturbed. And you guys roll on out.
Toby has a story for every situation. Toby's going to recall the time he met the first time he saw a professional coroner, I believe they call him. And it was one of the weirdest people that he ever met. Because they didn't investigate dead things quite as often when he was younger.
Yeah.
It's like I could write a song about this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you tell that story in the front, and Grung
did he know a woman named Mary Jane?
Yeah. So where as you guys drive on, where is everyone situated in the cart? What are you guys doing on the rest of the drive, if anything?
Okay, first off, where's the dead bodies? They're in the back.
They're in the back of the cart. Yeah, remember you have the carriage and the cart. Yeah.
Remind me again why we took the dead bodies with us.
To bury them.
To bury them.
Also plausible deniability. Because if we show that we found these dead bodies and we gave them a proper burial, the fuzz won't get on our case.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hopefully.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
That's the thinking anyway.
Yes.
And weren't they bards? They were like musicians, right?
They seem to be dressed like it.
Okay, so I have an obligation. There you go.
Yeah.
It's part of the Bard's College.
Yeah. Should have asked this earlier. Did they have instruments?
Yeah, they had like a few minor meager possessions, changes of clothes, basic adventuring equipment, and they they had nothing fancy, but like a lute and a fiddle.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
And some hand percussion, like a hand drum. Just simple stuff, just to kind of like, if they ever needed to just drop at a place and perform. So
Gotcha.
a couple of small,
cool.
Probably not super small, but yeah. But they had a couple of key instruments to be able to just perform at a moment's notice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we retroactively say we took those with us on the cart?
Yeah, you can say I just assumed you guys took them and like maybe took their possessions to either give or take to whatever you wanted to do with it as far as like relative
When you
to
were
their
using
bodies.
Parts of the doppelganger, we were collecting things up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Because remember the day before we rescued Luca and he lost a bunch of his people. I think they might still be missing. So maybe we can, we'll have some extra stuff for him.
Yeah.
So he has some, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will ask specifically, as you're driving, what is Solero? Where is Solero and where is Chavo relative to him?
I would say Chavo would be on the side of the cart, like walking along.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk alongside him and sort of tend to him because he's a little banged up, but not like super bad at this point.
Yeah. I'll say that you walk along him and I would say the big thing you notice is that Mortal is right with you. helping tend to Chavo and kind of looking over him. You see a little bit of like concern on his face as he kind of like is right alongside you. Kind of just sometimes just giving him pets, looking over, making sure constantly double checking, making sure that he's not injured or he's not hobbling or anything like that. So he just kind of like wordlessly helping you kind of like walk alongside Chavo. You immortal.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, if shit pops off, I want to be near him to pop him up. But I don't want to waste it if we're eat it yet.
Yeah. All right.
Our pseudo dragon is pretty healthy, right?
Yeah, he's just sitting just like flying alongside. Yeah, he's like flying kind of over you guys.
I'm never gonna not want to have Sue in good shape.
Same.
Now that I've got a dagger of venom, I'm going to make it my personality, and everything else that can poison things or venomize stuff, I'm going to be friends with.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the stage name as Snake Underburrow. Workshopping it.
Yeah. As you kind of drive along, it starts the midday and afternoon turns into night as you start to approach where they would presume to camp. I would say before if you approach from a distance, you do like spot that there's already somebody like a caravan set up to camp there, but they it's hard to say, but there's already there, and as you approach, there's some uneasiness as you see from a distance that you can kind of see on their faces, especially Lucius especially notices ahead of time a little bit of uneasiness and a little bit of paranoia as you kind of like approach further, but before you get really close, you see that quickly there's a few people kind of like going around, and then you see what look like 4 armored individuals look towards you guys as because it's still quite a bit away as you because you're turning off the road to kind of this clearing off the road where it seems like it's been you've been like camping in these areas that seem to be frequently used along the road, and because you kind of like time things for finding these spots, and you approach this like clearing, they seem to like look at you and then signal you see that there's like a few adults and a couple children that were around, and then he signals to them to kind of like go, and they run into the interiors of their caravan, and the one that seems to kind of like be the one spearheading things yells out, "Halt! Go no further!" And
so this is just to make sure. Do I recognize the who do I is it? The campers, the caravanners, do I recognize them?
No, it wouldn't. I mean, other than like their regular, the can like the seem like regular people. And I would say you can recognize the armored individuals. You don't recognize them, but you can recognize the way they carry themselves as possibly being hired bodyguards.
Okay.
As people hired to like protect a traveling caravan.
Right.
They're not particularly like they're not Clovis Concord officers. They're not
Okay.
I forget the term, but they're not the
They're Paul Blarts.
Like we don't recognize their like insignia.
Yeah, they don't
Whatever is
really.
the
They
right
just
word,
kind of
yeah,
like
like-
are just our private.
They're like, it's like in the movies where it's like, I recognize their fighting style. They're X whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. They're like
They're
they're
X
yeah.
Mossad.
It's not uncommon to hire a couple guards, like maybe a guard or somebody that is well versed at fighting.
Sure,
If you're especially if like you're a driver that isn't like isn't as tough,
Right.
or isn't say a two giant orcs that like
Yeah.
you know.
So this, when we were not planning on meeting anybody at this clearing, right?
No, you
Okay, this is just kind of
yeah.
Okay.
It's a happenstance. I mean, you don't plan on meeting anybody, but there's always the idea that you might meet up with people in these spots because there's gathering. But yeah, you weren't making it wasn't planned.
Yeah, we weren't meeting back up with anybody. It's just like, it's like an RV park.
Yeah,
There's gonna be people there. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, and then you guys, and then Grong stops and Brock stops. It's like, what seems to be the problem, travelers? Is there any issue? Go no further. We cannot trust anybody on the roads. If you approach further, we will have to take up arms.
Now hold your horses, buddy. This looks like a job for Toby.
I think so.
Well, what's going on? What's with the pointing weapons at people? We're just on the road too.
We cannot trust anybody. We've already had to deal with slavers trying to kidnap our people. And we don't know if you're back here to finish the job.
Well, I mean, look at us. Like, do kidnappers have a goat and a tortificer? Like, we're just walking on the road and we're just trying to get to a place where these unfortunate souls that we found on our path need to be buried. So please do not point your weapons at us. We mean you no harm.
All right. I will. So go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I roll an 11. I don't think it's coming through.
He looks at you like, why did? Oh, God dang it. What's that?
What?
The transition scared me.
My thumb
Me too.
accidentally pressed my phone, which is the Stream Deck app. He looks and he's. No, we cannot trust anybody out here. We cannot trust anybody with our people. He goes back. Signal them to run. And one of the you notice that there's a person already at the helm of the carriage, and one of the guards slaps 3 times on the cart, and then the driver, kind of like whips the lead, like, oh, and then they ride off, and the leader turns to you. Oh, we will buy them time. So it looks at you, but still talking to the same. As they go, we will buy them time. And he goes forward on you, and we will roll initiative.
Oh.
Let me see. I don't even have a map for this.
I thought there was going to be some talking our way out of this one. I didn't know they were going to attack.
There's a way to manually plug in. I'm at 20. I'm gonna switch over to rolling on here.
Let me.
There is no active combat.
Okay, let me.
Remember, just because they started it doesn't mean we have to continue.
That's true.
I mean, we have to engage.
Yeah, we don't have to. We can make fools of people.
Okay.
I could hurt their brain. I could hurt their feelings.
Also, it says my game is paused and it's not showing me a map. Is that?
Yeah, because I haven't pulled up a map. I haven't pulled up a map.
Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't crazy because, like, I changed some of my graphic settings a little bit ago, and it reloaded the page, and I was like, "Oh, did I fuck something up?"
Yeah, okay, I gotta. Let me see if I find something.
Things escalated quickly.
What is a nice plain
Look,
map?
man.
We got 2 paranoid guards.
Yeah.
I think we're like, look around at us. We've got a goat. We've got several big people and a way to make a big person bigger.
And dead people.
Yeah, you know.
So
I'm not too concerned. Watch me get wrecked, but you know.
Beach town.
Oh, hey, my other possessions include a pipe and pipeweed, and the pouch within for my, Captain Black or my Prince Albert.
Exactly.
Or my long bottom leaf from the South Farthing of the Shire. Now all I want to do is hear Hank Hill say, "Smote his rune."
You're the man now, dog.
I tell you what, there's no more fun than having Hank Hill read any line from Lord of the Rings in that software. Like, I tried to get the Tom Bombadil song to phonetically work, but "Hey Do Mary Doll" just does not. You don't have a lot of control. But Hank Hill really works because he up talks on the last word a lot of times in that. Same thing with Morgan Freeman. He's you can Darmok and Jalad Tanagra with him pretty well, and it's a great time. But and it's all because Dan Reichert had to make Jim Ross say, "I want to crank it, I want to yank it," and just hearing, "I want to crank it, I want to yank it," is just it's great. It's fantastic.
Real dumb.
Making Jeff Gerstmann say that Bubsy is the best game character ever, you can do that. Actually, the Jeff Gerstmann voice font is one of the best.
Oh, I know. Okay.
He sounds kind of annoyed by everything in his tone. It's very authentic.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Online. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and
What happened with the Bubsy one? Did you just type extra gibberish?
No, it just failed. It just dab dab yeah, and it just started like,
that's all, folks.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Okay.
You shall not pass.
All right. Okay. So let's see. Go ahead and unpause. You can position yourself in the area down here, like where you would stand, kind of like where you would have been standing.
Which way are the guards?
Let me get them.
So or like which way were we moving? So you kind of know.
You were coming from here.
Okay, so we came from the bottom and we're headed up.
Coming from the bottom,
Okay.
now you're here.
Okay.
God,
I'm gonna move like there. I'm moving between all of you. Somewhere nearish to the front, or in the front would probably be where Summer's at.
Okay.
That stuck in my head.
I think you guys know exactly where I'm going to be.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, just move yourself. Okay.
Bravely behind the kitty lady and the outdoorsman. That's the traveling band of druids, rangers, and other the barbarians, the outdoorsmen.
I still don't have a map.
Sometimes Gil Young's in it.
You should. I think. Well,
it might be that I fucked with graphic settings and fucked myself.
Hey, we're nothing if not dealing with technical issues gracefully.
Well, the way this was going, I thought there was going to be a lot of role play, so I was like, oh, I can like fuck with these settings and not have to worry about like if I screw something up, and then roll for initiative, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
You can get into the theatrics on your turn. Like that is an option.
Yeah. All right. I've got
pack them with feelings.
So you guys
Oh no, he's right up on Toby.
Yeah.
No, that's not you. That's not the guard. That's Brock.
Okay. Okay.
That's Brock. So I'm placing your guys.
Like,
and this guy should be friendly. Let me make sure. Why is he
and the Teamsters local is going to hear about this.
Yeah, he's friendly. Okay.
We got a couple rent-a-cops over here getting all mad dogging in our face.
Okay, you can input your initiative into the combat tracker. But let me find. So.
How could I?
Have grown. Okay.
Moving right along in search of good times and good news.
All right, what did I?
Fucking hell.
All right. Okay. Map. The map view. DDB. Okay.
Where are you heading? We're heading to LA. Where are you heading? I'm off to work in public television in New York. I hope we run across Big Bird on our
New
way.
York.
The Muppet movie. I think we can call that a masterpiece. You ever seen Kermit ride a bike? Yo, that shit's wild.
Shit's crazy, yo.
And he's a left-handed banjo player. You know how expensive that has to be?
All right, let's see. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. And we shall begin combat in a moment. What I need.
I would definitely buy tickets to go see Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem if it was like, tour coming through town.
I did get my Eagles tickets.
That's adjacent. Like I can see them hanging out in the 70s.
Bob Heil. And, and every picture is gonna have Bob Heil in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey Joe, you want to go play with ham radios?
That's right.
And Joe's be like, yeah, man.
I could see Bob Heil using the word gizmo. I've got this gizmo I made. Got a hose on it.
All right, we got the appropriate music. Now we'll click the button that says begin combat. And first up is Summer.
Okay. These dudes are all over here.
Yeah.
I really don't want to fight these guys. I really just want to talk to them.
Well, we'll talk to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just move over this way. We'll stay there. You're like, what's your guys' deal? Like, we just want to pass.
Yeah, man.
I have my thwack staff out, like, holding it close, but not, like, aggressively. But yeah, we just want to pass. Why do you want to fight?
I would say, give me a persuasion check.
Oh Lord, that's like my worst.
How close am I in?
-1.
Everything is broken. How close am I?
You're third on the list.
Damn it! Because I was gonna say, could I help her? Because that I'm charismatic.
You'll have your turn.
She's gonna have to wait for a response.
It's like,
oh hey, a shit sword. Awesome.
it's like they don't seem to be affected. They're just still like, looking at you. The guard is kind of looking back, making sure that they're getting that the caravan is that the carriage is making its way away. But they're mostly just standing there, kind of keeping their stance.
Okay. We don't want to hurt you guys, but we'll fight back if we have to.
Mm-hmm. All right. So is that all? Are you gonna anything else?
Yeah, I don't know if that counts as my action, trying to talk to them? Because otherwise I would just hold my action in case one of them attacks me.
I'll call it your bonus action.
I think the persuasion would have been the action.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I don't
Okay.
care.
Yeah. That could be your action, and then
Okay.
And okay.
But I still get a reaction, so
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Mhm. All right. Next up is Brock. And it's
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat your question?
I didn't ask you shit.
Thanks for letting me know, so I can learn from my mistakes.
Oh, oh.
Better, bitch.
All right, if you want to do something, if you want to be involved, Alexa, tell me a Dungeons and Dragons joke.
God damn it.
Why should you be careful when you cast Mold Earth? Because it can trip you up.
Oh.
All right, let her have that moment.
Okay, that one was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
even I have to admit that.
Okay.
Cortana would have done better.
Brock.
Fucking Cortana.
It's like,
XP would have done better.
Brock is like, do we so I presume we don't want to you know what I'm gonna do, let me see, he's gonna okay. Yeah.
I feel like I want to get a snare drum out and just be the best little drummer boy along with this music.
Brock was hanging back, and he backs around, and you don't see the cards, but he backs up quite a bit, and he's going to
Fantastic.
roll a stealth.
We'd love to see it, folks.
Praise the Lord.
It trips up trying to hide behind the cart. As you can tell, he was trying to sneak into an advantageous position, but he kind of tripped himself up because it seems like he was unprepared for this scenario. Oddly enough, for some reason, he's like a little tuckered out. It's the end of the night, you know. Yeah, he was getting ready to finally get some rest and get some food in his belly, so he's a little distracted. So he doesn't quite do well in his stealthing, in his going stealth. But that he's gonna hang back a bit and make decisions based off what happens next. Solaro's turn.
Okay, so for my action, I'm gonna try to win in Summer's tactic and be like, guys, come on, like, we really don't want to do this. Like, we're just trying to get through. We've already had a bad time just a little bit down the road, and I guess that'll be my main.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's like
Wow.
you kind of you come over and you kind of have this tone, and it's like, and I'm gonna say with the emotion of already having to deal with a battle before, and having to see your best friend go unconscious, and not wanting to deal with more bloodshed, you kind of are able to just verbalize that almost, and it's like, we already did that. We already had some bad times, and he kind of looks at you, the guy up front, and he's like, "What do you?" You said you've already been dealing with bad stuff. How so?
We ended up finding a cave where some shapeshifters, and I show them the bodies and sort of explain what we had to deal with. And the band that was not a band and all of that. And I point to Chavo and I'm like, I've spent a lot of time with this goat, and
No.
like we barely got out of there. And we don't want to fight you. We will get through this if this is what you want. We don't want it.
How can we be assured that you seem sincere, and I gather you say you are not be involved with these attacks that have been happening.
On the contrary, we want to figure out why this happened back there in the first place. Kind of what we do.
And he kind of holds his hand up to the guards. I believe you. I believe you. I abruptly ending the music as the band
Conductors
presses
like,
stop. Let's see. Oh, that's too.
Come on, man.
I was hoping something like chill. Yeah. Get calm. Holy crap.
Funny thing about Max Headroom is that I always forget that it was a show. Like, I know of Max Headroom because of the Max Headroom incident.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, it's like trying to explain what MST3K jokes are to somebody who wasn't born like when we were. It's like, how do you like digest what Max Headroom was?
Like, I honestly, I still don't know. I just hear people make a Max Headroom reference, and I'm like, what?
It was
The show, not the incident.
There was a movie
guy
too.
who snuck into a TV station and made a really weird video.
Oh,
Yeah.
You just hijacked the feed. But it was a movie. Was that no, it was
Animated TV show or something?
It's like MTV interstitials too.
Yeah. It was made for the first debut in the British-made cyberpunk TV movie Max Headroom 20 Minutes into the Future, which provided an origin story.
Yeah, it had some definite like Red Dwarf adjacent vibes to it.
And
Interesting.
Yeah, that was kind of it was supposed to be.
and then he introduced music videos.
It's like you are a good test case, Matthew. You person who lives a decade ahead of your time. Is like you just. But I'm like, like what. You were probably around to see Wilford Brimley say diabetes. So like there's like that era of stuff, but like going back to the like the weird, like I was watching old Elvira, her when she was doing the monster movie thing before Mistress of the Dark.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I was like, man, that's a thing that probably nobody thinks of when they think of Elvira, but they think of the movie where she's cleaning the windows and making squeaky noises as her boob hits the windshield. Like it's the slapstick body stuff, but oh, there was more to it.
All right, so
back to D&D.
Back to D&D.
Yeah.
Back to it's like, and then they kind of like he marches to the guard and they lower kind of their stance and they put their weapons away. You said you've had to deal with the possibly similar incidents yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him about it, Toby.
It's not my turn. Oh, we're out of active. Like, okay.
Yeah, we're not in combat. There's no active encounter. We can now just.
This music is ominous, though.
Yeah.
Like it's not a march. There's fewer flugelhorns, but okay. Here's what's up.
Tell them about gnolls.
We've had to deal with. There we go. Yeah.
It sounds like
I tell you what. We really don't want to have to deal with this. We had to deal with gnolls. We had to deal with doppelgangers that told us that there was poop in a cave and instead there were the corpses of people. We almost lost our friend, the pseudo dragon, and the goat. Look, the goat still has goat wounds. Look at us. We're still covered in ick. There are dead bodies we took time to wrap up. We do not want to. Ain't nobody got time for this bullshit. Certainly not you.
And then Luke kind of like hops down and is like, yes, we were my car, my passengers, we were attacked as well, heading down the road. They seem to have taken my passengers, and they had left me for dead. So we don't know what may have happened, but we're picking up clues on those things. I believe they said that that those doppelgangers claim to have been attacked as well. Right, Toby?
Yes. What? Describe the problems that you have had to deal with, and we can compare notes. But let's keep these weapons down. Let's do this in a less confrontational way. Okay. We're all just trying to get to the other side.
Well,
I pull out my pipe at this point, just to show how smooth everything is.
They'd already they put down their weapons, and then they sheathed the leader had sheathed his sword, and he stands there.
I sigh very dramatically in relief.
Okay.
And I have a more casual stance.
And he's like, well, we had successfully fended off an attack. They seem to have not anticipated this particular caravan to have hired help to guard them. So we were able to kind of like at least fend them off a bit. We did not get away unscathed. Sharon, show them. And Sharon kind of like pulls up his top, like his armor, his top, and like at his waist there's like a healing. It's still healing, but a pretty deep wound that's still healing at his side. We kind of like been weary. Luckily, we didn't lose anybody, but it was a harrowing experience, and we've been paranoid ever since. Unfortunately.
Well, hey, here, you want some jerky? Like, we got some jerky here. Have some jerky. Let's
I give him some jerky.
Yeah, like we just I don't know what more problems will come to us, but we with enough preparation we can do anything. Like Batman.
Yeah, the only thing we remember is that once they fended them off, they continued further along the road.
We're heading west, right?
You're heading like northwest, northwest, north, and they said like, well, they were heading further along through the Silt Basin Pass, from what we can gather.
Huddle up, everybody. What are you thinking?
And in the meantime, the guard kind of gives a whistle, which I can't do because I can't whistle, but like
Yeah.
And you kind of eventually you hear some like galloping of the caravan riding back. As you guys huddle.
Alrighty then.
You guys huddle up.
Yes, let's huddle up.
I huddle up.
Let's
I do a huddle.
convene. So
What are our options?
how do we get what do we want to do with this? Bodies aren't even cold yet.
I mean,
go ahead.
I'm not sure. I kind of just want to sleep right now, but well, whatever you guys want to do.
Well, we need to bury the bodies.
Deus Ex Machina, the character says he's cool with it. So we get to choose, folks. Hey, wait, Wind and Summer, our moral compass. What do you have to say?
Our mortal compass?
Yeah, our mortal compass.
Mortal compass.
I don't know. I was just trying to think through our options. I mean, are we able to like team up with these people and hang out with them? Are they going the same way? Are we like safer in larger numbers?
Are you trying to get somewhere at a certain amount of time? I think you're.
Yeah, because we can probably travel a lot faster on our own.
Yeah, I don't know, just an option, but
Yeah, no, it is.
I mean, does it seem like they're gonna let us go and go safely on our own way?
We could go if we wanted to.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think if we had just said, "Oh, my bad, we're just gonna go ahead," and kept on our way, I think they would have been fine. So I would imagine they would be fine with that now. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Like we got bodies to bury somewhere, so we should probably do that sooner than later.
We've made peace.
That'd be
We
good
broke
to-
jerky with them. I think
Yeah.
we're good.
That's what I was gonna
There you
say.
go.
with these guards, you think they would be willing to help? Because what we could do is I could throw down a healing spirit. We could bury these bodies near to where we're at since we have extra hands.
I mean, I've Toby here, speaking in a weird way. I am definitely down with having other people do things. Also, I will remind you, if push comes to shove, we are above middle class right now. We could pay our way out of problems if we really had to, grease some palms, but I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
It's a matter of whether or not we want to volunteer ourselves for shenanigans. Because Toby doesn't know that it's probably going to happen no matter what, but the role player.
I mean, I don't know if they'd be down for helping us like bury bodies, but it's a lot of work to dig a big hole. So like, I would take help where we can get it, but I don't get the vibes that they'd really want to help us with the task like that. But maybe
They're really scared, and we've beaten stuff up already.
yeah. But I don't really want to talk to them because I'm not very good at talking to people.
You don't have to talk to them.
Vibes.
It's okay.
Okay.
Vibes.
Big mood.
Now that there's not
Good
a
move.
turn forcing you to do it.
You just carry your big stick. That's what
Yes.
we need.
Yes.
Speak softly and carry a big stick.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's Summer's way for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The book
Yeah,
nerd monk is bad at talking to people? Weird.
That's why she keeps me around.
So Toby, do you want to talk to these people and see if they help us?
Yeah, we'll do a little.
Barely.
Like I said, I
We'll
can
help them if they help us.
throw down a healing spirit and get at least some.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extend another olive branch along with the jerky.
Mhm.
All right, all right. Hey there.
Yes. The leader.
So like we're willing to like help you guys out if you're willing to help us out. Strength in numbers. Are you guys are heading the same way we're going, right?
Depends. We're actually we're heading.
We're going that way.
You guys point as the northwest. Well, actually, we're going on more eastward. Eventually, we're going back to the intersection and heading eastward. I'm gonna look up the place. I keep forgetting. Go back to sources. Source air to Walnut.
Well, there's no reason we can't travel together for as long as it's convenient for both of us, if nothing else.
It'll also make us have a very good long night's sleep where we all won't be required to be awake
Yeah.
for chunks of it. Toby would be into
Eventually,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Spooky stuff happens at night.
And you guys point to northwest. I mean, we're kind of getting in the opposite direction. We're heading over
Well,
to Soa.
I mean, I don't know if Lucius would know this, or I don't know if I'm asking in or out of character, but like, are we not following a road that will
So
branch off at some point?
So you
Or is-
you went so you've been going north, and then with the kind of like northwest-ish to kind of like loop
Mhm.
around the mountain areas through the Silt Basin Pass. You passed kind of like the where that intersection where you can turn east and go down the Tyoden byway to Soa. You just like you passed that earlier today, so you're going west past that intersection. They're saying that they're going back to that intersection.
Oh, so we are going the opposite ways on this road.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. We are traveling we were making our way to Tosoa, going back and turning off into the Tywin byway. But we are willing to share camp. Of course, we are bringing back our people, and as an apology for being so hostile in our greeting, we were willing to share camp and help you guys keep watch.
That would be fantastic.
Wunderbar.
Sounds
Or whatever
agreeable.
the version of saying wonderful is. So I'm going to say it's German. So
I believe in canon, Zemnian is German. Halfling could be like Swedish or something. I don't know.
Say, yeah. Well, cool. It sounds like a plan.
Cool. So are we like stopping to make camp here for the night?
That was our plan before this happened. And at this point, the carriage is pulling back up.
well, no reason to come up with new plans. I think we should hitch our wagons and
Yeah,
get
let's do it.
some of these corpses in the ground, and
You did
we
mention
can at least
these
have some safety in numbers.
Yeah. So you plan on
Somebody tip the piano player. It's he's doing a real good job while we're talking. Yes,
That's Lucius on the squeeze box.
that's right.
So
I feel like I'm in a jewelry store wherever I go.
So you guys set up camp, and then you guys start the process of digging these holes, and they do the men in the camp do help out digging these holes. I would say it takes like 3 hours.
Achievement unlocked. Somebody else
reasonable.
buried these bodies for us.
Yeah, well, we kind of like amongst the several of you with the strength to do it. And then you guys, all together.
Toby was shoveling, but in the manner of like a groundbreaking ceremony. Shovel something. Like I'll move some sand. Be like, I helped.
Yes.
And I helped.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. As it were, you guys have you guys set up, you guys buried the bodies. For I'll say simplicity's sake, because you kind of like you with the help of the other caravan and you guys trading watch, you have a very calm evening for the most part. I mean, as calm as you can relative to kind of the day you had. But for the most part, a safe evening. We're gonna stop this supposedly calm music. Yeah. You guys kind of, unless there's anything in particular you guys do at night, you guys have a calm, long rest.
Hell yeah. Get to hit the button.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the button.
Sounds good.
It's long.
I
It's strong.
look for the button.
I rest.
I hit
I'm
the button.
Down to get 2 hit dice and 2 spell slots back. Oh yeah.
I lay next to Chavo with like sort of an arm around them,
Mm-hmm.
cuddled up.
No. Is Chavo feeling okay?
He's like, with the rest, especially in the morning. Yeah, he seems to kind of like be a little bit brighter in his goat step. his goofy look.
Goat Step's my favorite square dancing move.
Nice.
I thought that was like dubstep, but goat step.
Yeah, go on. I can't
yeah,
I can't
goat-
do it. I can't.
Goat Step, the soundtrack and score to Goat Simulator 3.
Nice.
I'm just thinking of a goat that has like really, really long hair, but like half of his head shaved and like some guy liner or something. Like
Nice.
very 2012 goat.
Excellent.
Yes.
When the emo goats want to take a break, he turns to Goat Step.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. You guys kind of like break off. You have your morning. Let's see.
We're losing bits of you, Petey.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Dude, you're back.
I was mumbling more than anything.
You left the gate
I have
closed.
a feeling he's having to redo the last 30 minutes on the fly because I mean,
You know what? What's D&D if we're not screwing the DM's plans up and like making it be improv day? D&D is also talking your way out of shit.
Yeah.
People forget that.
always roleplay.
Oh yeah.
Fuck shit up.
I just gotta, because I always forget about Mortal's experimental elixir, and that I have to roll for it every day.
Hmm.
So
This time he rolled and it came out as Mrs. Buttersworth.
yes. Roll.
He was trying for Frangelica.
2. So it's these, putting it, kind of putting something, putting his things together. He spends his morning after his basking with his alchemical kit, putting some thoughts, ideas, and kind of hits him. It's like, he's like, ha, swiftness. We'll go with swiftness today. Looks like that's what's on the menu today, swiftness. And so he has his, for today, his experimental elixir will be an elixir of swiftness.
There's nothing bad that is called an elixir. I'm just just how it works. There's no such thing as an elixir of bad times.
But yeah, and as you guys hit the road, hit the road and drive on down the road.
Moving right along.
Oh yeah, the map is
Back on
right
the
here.
path.
I forgot that I had the map right here already, and
Oh.
but I forgot that I had the literally had the map.
Highway, living in the spring. But down the door, that don't mean a thing.
I'm keeping an eye on my earbuds battery power because it's down to 9%, but it went up to 11%, which was weird.
If we need to take a slight break so that I can give you my set to connect.
So far it's okay. I don't know. It's just been hanging out at 9% for like 20 minutes.
Windows doesn't know what the hell it's talking about sometimes.
Yeah.
I have issues with these earbuds. I need to connect Jabra or contact them.
Yeah.
I got a bad mouse, bad headset. bad earbuds. Everything just kind of broke. So
Yeah.
If only any of those things had a wire. Well, actually, the mouse does, but
Yeah.
but
All right.
it was like the worst.
So, you guys are heading on the road. Let's see. Okay.
Avandra just left Port Tamale,
Yes.
and he's going down to
So
Dash.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a dash.
My ZZ Top cover or parody does not work.
Oh.
All right. So you guys head on the road. Thinking about what you've been gone through. You're making your kind of like path past the kind of the hilly areas.
Boy, we sure have experienced a lot of things.
Yes. And you start going through the Silt Basin Pass, the kind of like more grassland areas, and the hilly kind of gives way to more of a flatter space, like forested, and then it starts to get into marshier lands. You get into what is more of like some wetlands like areas, a little bit swampier, a little bit splashier, but it's nice. You kind of like run down the road a little bit. Kind of like the water levels. You're going through these marshlands where like sometimes the water will be like a few inches deep, and you're kind of like slowly making your way through there, and like the horses are kind of like almost ankle deep or in water, but it's pretty. You're kind of like going on these like paths that seem to be well traveled and often used for this to traverse the Silt Basin Pass, and part of that. So you start to see some of the like lived-in areas of the Silt Basin Pass, and you start to see like some like huts and a small collection of like living structures and people walking by, and it's almost like there's like a loose smattering, almost like a loose village that is built alongside, and
is there like a Sheets equivalent? Is there like a Loves or something? Like I can get some fuel and like a meat on a stick and some chewing tobacco.
It is
my kicks on route whatever we're on.
Ooh, burp. But yeah, so Grung kind of and seems to be like greeting a lot of like the different villagers, and like he greets it here and there, and then you see a kind of like a half elf kind of saunter up next to it. It's like, Grong, how's it going? Oh, hey, Roo. How you doing? Yeah, we've been doing well here in town. How's your trek up? Where are you heading? You heading back up to Gordon, I imagine. Yeah, that's the stop for these folks. Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys holding up? Anything? We've kind of like been dealing with some craziness with these unprovoked attacks on the road. Well, I mean, we haven't had any incidents here. I mean, there was some people that spotted goblins nearby, but they didn't seem to be up to anything nefarious. They just kind of were around and seemed to just be foraging. But they kind of didn't really approach. They were paranoid. I don't understand why they were so paranoid about these things, but they just said that they saw them and they ran back. Yeah. Oh, hello, travelers! And you kind of like they wave to you guys. How does the road treat you all?
A little
Great.
exciting.
Well, yeah. It can get
So,
exciting out there.
similar to what you've heard from others. Highs and lows.
Yeah.
But we're all in one piece.
Well, Grung, I've gotta move on. Take care of yourself. Stay safe out there.
Slaps his knees and said, "Well, looks like I gotta go."
Whoop. And I think Fess is around. So she might run into you. So, all right, yeah, I'll probably see her. She knows how to spot me. She knows how to spot me as I drive up. All right, and then they wave off and kind of like wander off and do their own thing, and you guys are just more just like greetings and everybody kind of like waving like good day travelers, good day, and definitely you can gather that Grung like greets everyone, says hi, how you doing, like how's your family, how you doing, how's your family, how's your mother, like all like and greeting everyone's like, and she seems to like know basically almost everyone that kind of like comes up and says hi, and that's about how they're doing. And yeah, and as you go along, you hear like a softer voice off of this. It's like Grung, Grung, and you kind of like hear these like moist footsteps in this marsh.
Oh, moist.
In the marsh, and then
I can't do a good like splat. I'm realizing.
There you go.
And you see a
No, thank you.
Here on Through the Tomes, we do the best ASMR.
Exactly. You see a young
microphone next.
Yes. You see a young sea elf approach with like aquamarine skin and kind of like this hair that you can tell at its root is like a deep blue, but that has kind of like been sun bleached into kind of like a faint blue white beyond the roots. So and you kind of like, and with the sun bleaching of the hair, you kind of look at the skin and realize, oh, like it's blue skin but like darker due to tanning, like a tanned sea elf. Just living out in the sun, living and working in the sun, and you notice that like a lot of the villagers are kind of like tanner, more sun bleach hair here and there. Like they live out here in these warm weather conditions, and they're either, if they're not already melanated by nature, they have deeper tans. And she's there. She kind of saunters up. She has this like intricate looking like earring in her left ear that's really nice, and she was like she runs up, saunters up, and like Grung, like, Fessel, and she hops into the cart like in a very smooth move, as you've been sauntering along, even as people have been talking to Grung. They just kind of walk and talk alongside the carriage, and she like hops up in there and greets Grung with a smile, kind of situates herself, she's like a sack on her lap, and kind of like situated, gets it like situated there. It's like, Grung, nice to see you. Grung, nice to see you. And she kind of like looks back and looks. I imagine some of you are sitting inside the carriage, like. So she kind of like, and you see her face appear in the hole that goes like up, looking back at you upside down. It's like, hello in there. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
And she's like, all right. Grung was like, all right, Vessel, well, how's it going in town? What's been going on? Well, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but like, there's not much. Like, yeah, I mean, like, I gotta give you a heads up. There's, we've been running into an issue of like, kidnappings and like, people attacking like caravans, and we don't know if they're gonna be attacking a town, but like, yeah, they've ran into some issues, and Luca's with us, and she points to the cart in the back, the cart where Luca's sitting next to Brock and whoever else is sitting in the cart. Like, yeah, Luca's with us. Oh, hey, Luca. And Luca kind of like she waves. Like, yeah, let me actually properly introduce you guys. Hey, this is Fessel Peace Spirit. She's one of the residents here. It's somebody that is grown up in the Silt Basin Pass all her life. And Alexa, stop. Yeah, so I heard of that. You guys said that there was like kidnappings, and she like leans again, looking into the carriage, like with her face upside down. It's like, what happened out there, guys? Friends? What did you guys see? Sounds crazy.
Couple of days ago, we ran across a dead horse and the smashed up caravan, and that's when we found Luca. And then the next day, yeah, there was a whole thing with gnolls and some doppelgangers, and it was just a bad time.
Whoa. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've heard rumblings of that, but there haven't been any attacks in town. I mean, luckily we do have some visibility and a lot of traffic out in the town, especially this close, this area, kind of like where most of the traffic kind of balls into. So we haven't really seen much of that. Well, be careful anyways. Don't go wandering off too much. I will. Yeah. You take care of yourself as well. Oh, I forgot. Don't that conversation. I forgot. I have gifts for you. Here. And she looks in, reaches into her sack and pulls out a couple mangoes and a couple papayas. Where you can see, it was like, we got these from our latest pulls from our trees. Like, nice score. It's been a while since we kind of had fresh fruit. We've kind of been eating a lot of jerky and stews.
And don't let mortals see those.
Like, all right. Well, yeah. They seem to be a pretty good batch. Yeah. Thank you so much. Here, she puts them aside next to her, and then hands her back a papaya, and hands her a knife. Here, go ahead and slice that up for everyone. And it's like, she kind of gets that. Well, And she's like, kind of like slicing up the papaya into chunks, and it's like, aside from the craziness, she kind of looks back down and you guys, where are you guys headed? Gordon, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Generally, yeah.
Oh,
We're always moving somewhere, so that's where we're heading for now.
okay. Yeah, this place is nice. We like to head out there to sell our fruits sometimes. At least the ones that keep in the travel there. The ones that we don't try to sell here. Yeah, what are you guys up to in Gordon? Are you guys up to some fun stuff out there?
Yeah, work. Gig economy,
Yeah. Contract work.
We always we freelance, we do some stuff. We run into some books, maybe learn a thing.
We're all about the 1099 life.
Yes.
That's right. They don't withhold our taxes, so we kind of have to be really good at like budgeting. So
Yes.
We have to be really good at tax evasion.
yeah.
I know that.
We're incorporated in Gordon because they have really good business business laws.
Yeah. And then she's like, you guys discuss that. She kind of finishes up, starts handing chunks of papaya. She hangs a chunk to there. She kind of like holds it and kind of sets aside the seeds. And she starts she holds her hand full of papaya chunks, all expertly sliced up for anyone to want. All right, you guys, have at it.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna brag. You all have yours pieces, but mine's bigger compared to me.
Yeah. And you guys have it, and if you do eat it, it's one of the best. I would say, well, one of the better papayas you've had in your whole life. If you ever had a papaya, it's not overly sweet.
This is
It's
one
more
of the best papayas I've ever had in my life. It's so sweet.
It's that is
But not too sweet.
yes.
Yeah, good eating papaya. This isn't like a baking papaya. This one's munch right off the tree. Shake that sucker down and
Yeah. Well,
they don't have this on the road or on the boats or anywhere else we've been.
Yeah. Well. Well, Grung. Like I said, take care. Hope you guys have a little bit better luck further along in the travel. I gotta run off. We got some more work to do. A little bit of fun, but more work to do. All right. She kind of like gives Grung a hug. She's like, all right, be safe. And then she waves bye to you guys. Like looks down and then waves. Bye, y'all. Take care of yourself.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
She kinda, like skips off. She deftly hops off of the carriage and skips off. As you guys drive off, right off further into the Silt Basin Pass. It's technically early, but I think this is a good place for us to wrap up. I think a good point in the story to wrap up. We're wrapping up early because I think we're gonna have a little bit more meat as we approach Gordon. So we can approach that a little bit with a little bit more of a head start. Yeah. Thank y'all for being with us. We had a good time. Thank you all for being with us for this episode of Through the Tomes. Be sure to check out the website at thetomes.com for all the episodes. I'm trying to get caught up on posting the episodes on there with the audio and the video link, and hopefully get something more akin to a podcast feed so everybody can check it out, to catch up on your favorite podcatching app of choice. It can be at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever you. But that I'm working on. It's still in planning phases. Mainly just want to find
you ad read you will ever find.
Yes. But yeah. Thank you for being with us. Be sure to follow, share, check us out at Rebelli TV on Twitch. You can watch us live as we stream these episodes. Check us out at Rebelli TV on YouTube, where we definitely have a little bit more caught up on the video version there, and so you can catch up on the episodes there. And for all of our other streams and shows, including our Witcher streams, our Record Breakers, our music podcast, and all the other fun things that I've got planned for the channel. So be sure to check those things out. But until then, thank you. Until next time, hasta los huevos.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.
Hashtag find Luke.
Bye-bye.
Annyeong. Fighting.